and welcome to the Black Archives of Mid-America, where we will celebrate the Black Repertory Theater of Kansas City for receiving the, for receiving the 2023 Paul Robeson Award. My name is Katie Gilchrist. I'm a blonde woman in a red suit standing at a podium speaking with all of you. We hope everyone has had the chance to mingle, to grab some food and drinks, and to enjoy the space this evening, except for that little pocket in the back that's apparently very hot. We would like to acknowledge that we sit on the traditional, ancestral, and current home of Indigenous, Native American, and First Nations peoples. Please join me in honoring the many Indigenous groups from our area, including the Kaw, Missouri, the Osage, the Shawnee, and the Wyandot tribes. We offer this acknowledgement as a continuing commitment to steward and care for the land that we occupy. A quick note from all the organizers. The official plaque is in delivery limbo. They think somewhere above Ohio. But in its stead, there is this official beautiful certificate to commemorate the activities today. And a little bit about the award. Each year, Actors Equity Association, and the Actors Equity Foundation jointly award a person or organization from the theatrical community with the Paul Robeson Award. The Paul Robeson Committee, made up of equity counselors and members at large, send out a nomination form to the membership and then narrow it down to one person or organization that best exemplifies the spirit of the award through their actions, beliefs, and commitment to social engagement and change. This year, due to a pause in the awards during the height of the COVID pandemic, 3 awards were given. Dale Ricardo Shields, who received the 2021 award, Pearl Cleage, who received the 2022 award, and the Black Repertory Theater of Kansas City, who we are here to celebrate this evening for the 2023 award. I'm so honored and thrilled to be here as an MC for someone who I consider to be my big brother. To watch you receive this award is such a boon to my soul. I remember our philosophical conversations about starting theater companies and what that would mean for this community. And to watch you thrive and succeed in this role has been nothing short of just, my heart swells whenever I see what you've done for this community and for all of the young people that you work with. And especially thank you for having me on to direct a musical that we both love with Passing Strange those years ago. So we're going to hear some more about this award, to take a look at the past winners, and to hear from the late Harry Belafonte on his experiences with Paul Robeson.
In one moment.
On June 1st, 1971, the Council of Actors Equity Association established what is now known as the Paul Robeson Committee and designated Frederick O'Neill as chair. The committee resolved to present this award to an individual or organization. The recipient must have an exemplary record of carrying out Paul Robeson's mission of leveraging theater beyond the stage to enact their commitment to the freedom of expression and conscience, a belief in the artist's responsibility to society, and a dedication to the betterment of humankind.
On the journey now, Mount Zion, the journey now, Mount Zion. Well, I wouldn't take nothing of Mount Zion for my journey now, Mount Zion. Oh, one day, I was walking along, well, the elements open, and the love come down Mount Zion. On the journey now, Mount Zion, the journey now, Well, I wouldn't take nothing of Mount Zion for my journey now, Mount Zion. I went into the valley and I didn't go to stay. Well, my soul got happy and I stayed all day, Mount Zion. On my journey now, Mount Zion, my journey now, Mount Zion. Well, I wouldn't take nothing of Mount Zion for my journey now, Mount Zion. You can talk about me just as much as you please. Well, I'll talk about you when I get on my knees, Mount Zion. On my journey now, Mount Zion, my journey now, Mount Zion. Well, I wouldn't take nothing of Mount Zion for my journey now, Mount Zion. On my journey now, Mount Zion, my journey now, Mount Zion. Well, I wouldn't take nothing of Mount Zion for my journey now, Mount Zion. On my journey now, Mount Zion, my journey now, Mount Zion. Well, I wouldn't take nothing of Mount Zion for my journey now, Mount Zion.
Paul Robeson. My inspiration, my moral compass. We felt that the kind of theater we were trying to put out was just what the black community in America needed, and that art in the service of that kind of theater was art at its best. The first positive sounds I ever heard about Africa came from Paul Robeson. Along with Dr. Du Bois were the only two, but Robeson as an artist was the one who sang songs in Swahili that came from Africa, who spoke of the nobility in African history, of kings and emperors and conquerors. He was the sparrow. He was an artist who made us understand the depth of that calling. When he said, "Artists are the gatekeepers of truth. We are civilization's radical voice." Never in the history of Black America has there ever been such a harvest of truly gifted and powerful artists as we witness today. Yet, our nation hungers for their radical song.
I'm tired of living and scared of dying, but old man River, he just keeps rolling
Can we give one more round of applause to our communications department for organizing this wonderful presentation? They did an outstanding job. I probably would love a microphone.
Oh, yes.
Hi, everybody. My name is Deborah Sharp Taylor, and I am the chair of the Paul Robeson Awards Committee. And it is my pleasure to stand before all of you here in Kansas City today. And y'all got some good barbecue, I just want to let you know. Okay. Now, the mantle of pride and dignity and responsibility for humanity that Paul Robeson wore honorably as a breastplate of truth was a legacy that Mr. Harry Belafonte embraced, sharing it with me as one of his singers for off and on for over 8 years, and the rest of the world. And of course, we all know who he was, and we all know the work that he presented. He took me to Africa for the children of the frontline states. I didn't know that's what apartheid, if you got free from apartheid, you were frontline state because everybody else was still in apartheid, you know. So I learned a lot of really, really valuable things from him. Well, we pass Harry's Pearls of Wisdom to you. The Black Repertory Theater of Kansas City, to be of service to your community here in Kansas City and inspire the next generation of theater makers. Give them a hand. Can't wait to really talk to you, you know. Since 1971, Actors Equity has elevated recognition of the exceptional effort and example that Paul Robeson exemplified as an actor, citizen, and role model to all that would listen and take heed. He walked boldly along paths of creativity in the arts, on stage and screen, following the beat of his own personal, different drummer, and did what he could to encourage others to follow their personal path, going where they believed was right, not just following the status quo. Not only did he encourage others to follow their own path, but he also stood up for the working class and advocated for change at a great personal risk. We know he had many issues with our government, and there was a gentleman doing a show. I recently saw a show, a Paul Robeson show, and it just reminded me of all the ups and downs of his life. I mean, you know, but he never gave up. And so we all have to remember to never give up. It is for that reason that we bestow the Paul Robeson Award. These honorees exemplify the values Robeson stood for. They exemplify how their theater and social justice, how theater and social justice are bound. Because the pursuit of justice, just like the pursuit of happiness, and live theater are foundational pillars in the creation of a worthwhile artistic experience. The recipients we honor today have stood apart and are being recognized for their own efforts of forging positive examples with their art in their community and using that art to shape a better world now and for the next generation. Nominator John Rinsenhouse had this to say: "The Black Repertory Theater of Kansas City recognizes that only through shared experiences and true depictions can we come together as one strong community. The Black Repertory Theater of Kansas City knows that understanding comes from mutual experiences, and through these productions, the entire community can appreciate and participate in the success and losses, happiness and sorrows, and fears and triumphs within the lives of African Americans." And so, today, the Black Repertory Theater of Kansas City, we salute you. Give them a hand. Please come forward, take the stage.
Hi, everybody. Hello, 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 hello. Is it working? Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Hey, thank you all for coming out to celebrate this evening. Um, my high school speech and debate coach, Miss Henry, out there reminded me it was 10 years today that we met at IHOP. And she said, you had lots of ideas. And to be here now, 10 years later, with the company going into its 8th season is almost unbelievable, but it's something that I saw so clearly even back then. People often ask, what is the importance? I have really good friends, and only your Kansas City friends would talk to you this way. I don't get it. What is the necessity of it? And my response was, have you ever not seen the possibility of your life? And Viola Davis has this viral video out that is so in tune with that thought of you must have a physical manifestation, the opportunity to become presented before you. If not, the only thing you have is hope and prayer that something could change. Most of the people in this room never not saw themselves as being a doctor or a lawyer or architect. That was attainable. That is the importance of the Black Repertory Theater of Kansas City. It provides a platform for something that's different than your own experience. And it's only by shutting down that ignorance do we come to an understanding, a human understanding. That's how you get to know your neighbor. That's how you get to revel in the differences that make us all unique. That's the Black Repertory Theater of Kansas City. Special thanks goes out to our incredible board, Willard Snyder, who was there from the very beginning. VP has been there from the very start. Wow. Sloan Simmons, who's a part of the original team as well. Amy Hull, who's on there now. Dr. Williams, Evelyn Williams, who's back there. Tracy Jamerson, who we talked into being president this morning at our board meeting. Just so much support has come from this city, a city that understands that conversations need to happen. Instead of brushing these conversations under the rug that you see so, it seems to be the national conversation is how we should separate. We are ones that said, yeah, these things happen. How do we move forward from that? Embrace, acknowledge, be better. And so that's really what the Black Rep is all about. And that's why I hope that you guys will continue your support. Special thanks to John Ritzenhouse. We've run the streets for many of years together, so to have him associated with us being nominated for this award has been fantastic. And it's just sort of, it's that hometown feel, folks, that allows for different, because there's so many other voices out there. I just really want you guys to take that with you. Where's my Asian platform? Where's my Hispanic platform? There's so many more voices out there that the world is not black and white. There's so many voices in there that need a seat at the table. So continue to embrace Kansas City live arts all over town. I mean, because there is support that has come to the Black Rep. Joe Fox is back there somewhere. All I do is pick up the telephone and say, Joe, I need and can you bring it? And put it together. He's that guy, and that's so much of the theater that's in this town. So keep on doing what you are doing, and know that for us, COVID isn't over. So all of the additional assistance that you can give in volunteering, in showing up at the audition calls, in calling all of your friends with the monies in their pockets and telling them, we've seen on a national level one major theater after another signing off for the rest of this next season. Will they come back? We don't know. But we don't want to be in that position, or nor do we want any of our other sister theaters in this town. So thank you guys for recognizing what the Black Repertory Theater is doing, not just for professional theater. We started this with our educational component. Thank you, Matt Rapport back there. Because I thought it was important that students understand that their voices stand for something. That the things that these kids are going through, from sexual identity to, I look at the writings that these students present to us and go, that was not me in the 9th grade. And it's like, anytime that you can engage them through conflict resolution or critical thinking, I think is an important thing, because as adults, I think we should do more critical thinking. But with that, please eat, drink, be merry. I'll be showing the award off when it arrives. I'll be doing a citywide tour, but no. But thank you. I am a proud Equity Union member. So much thanks to the foundation, to the union, for recognizing what we are doing here in Kansas City and bringing this all the way from New York to us. Please pass on the word that you have been to Kansas City and the barbecue is good. Thank you, everybody.